do whatever.
Hello and welcome back to the Mid-Am Podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Tyler Munns, and on the other side from of the screen for me is my good friend Nathan Firmasu.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you? And tonight we're going to be talking about we're going to be reviewing the 2024 season because we're coming up on posting season being just about over. I can't ever remember if it's end of October or end of November. It might be end of November.
End of November. We've got 6 weeks. But the weather's going to turn pretty quickly, and we're all going to stop playing anyway.
As of like Saturday, it's rain for the next 6 months. So that might be a good idea, or a good opportunity for us to kind of take a look back on the season, and then maybe take a quick little kind of a teaser pick at 2025. But before we jump into that, we'd like to thank the fine folks at Adele for sponsoring this episode of the Mid-Am Podcast and all previous episodes of the Mid-Am Podcast, and all future, hopefully, if they'll have us. Mid-Am is brought to you by the fine folks at Adele, makers of fantastic golf equipment, including irons, wedges, and putters. We both play our wedges and irons in the SMS and SMS Pros, and Nathan is gaming the Array B1.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is? B1?
Yeah.
The Elder Wand. And
the Elder Wand.
Dude just lights out with it. Must be nice. And I posted a video when we played at Chehalem. You took a video of me hitting a 9-iron. And I posted that on my story. And I had a dozen people be like, that audio is fake. There's no way it sounds that good. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, like, I hit that a groove low. I didn't even hit it that good, and the people are like, "That sounds fake."
It was skinny. No, you even said it on the video. You're like, it was a little thin, but
but it just they sound so pure. They feel very pure. Like some of the most stable club heads that provide, like, normally that kind of stability you're really only going to get out of like pure muscle back, pure blades. With and hey, there's not a lot of tech in there, but there's a lot of consistency, a lot of stability. The SMS Pros, I'm telling you, like, give you all that consistency, that predictability in distance. You're not going to get really any hot jumpers, but you have the added benefit of there's a little bit more weight behind the sweet spot and really across the club, so it's a little bit more forgiving, and you have those movable weights, like truly some of the best irons out there. And I have hit most of them, and I can say that objectively, like, they're very, very good. Certainly worth a look. So be sure to check out everything that the folks at Adele have to offer. They're at adelegolf.com. That's EDELGOLF.com. Thank you again, Adele, for being part of the team.
Thanks.
Big love.
Big hearts.
Grown up hearts. And that's a reminder to everyone that we simulcast these, so you can watch this on YouTube if you want to see our pretty faces.
And extra hijinks that we don't acknowledge just vocally.
That's 1% of the visual hijinks that we get into that you're missing if you're just listening to this in your car. Throw it up on the phone while you're driving.
It's safe.
It's safe enough, I've seen worse.
Yeah.
All right. 2024. How just thumbs up, thumbs down. How do we feel? How do you feel about 2024?
I mean, I have to give it a solid thumbs up.
Yeah.
Solid thumbs up. I mean, just from a sheer, like, had a good time standpoint, we made this podcast, which has been a blast.
We sure did.
And I've played double the golf I played last year. Still not a ton, but like
trending the right direction.
Way more. Yeah. And more golf is a good thing. And not only that, the handicap has come down from, I think I posted a story a while back comparing like last October to this year.
You were over 6, weren't you?
It was a 7. I've come down from a 7 to a 4.3 now. So, I mean, played more golf, played better golf.
Swing changes, like pretty,
Yeah,
I would say pretty significant swing changes. So, I
yeah.
mean, that's damn good. That's
Played
damn
more
good.
golf, played better golf, and made friends. Oh, no, I'm 4.7, sorry.
Yeah, point
Yeah,
3,
it
point.
came back up point 0.4 after I
Oh,
posted a 76. That makes sense.
lame. What the heck, Jen? Yeah, I'd have to say the same. Like, definitely a thumbs up. I kind of limped in towards the end, but if I step back, look at things like more on a macro sense, like I've made some significant progress. Like, if last year this time I would see where I am right now, like I'd be pretty stoked on it. I would have to say I would be excited. And so I gotta get out of my little pessimistic things that that I do, and like be like, no, dude, it's okay to be proud
You
of,
know how
even if
we
you're not,
do it.
if you're not like exactly where you want to be. It's okay to be proud of where you've come. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. So for whatever reason, I struggle with that. It's probably one of the reasons that it's holding me back from a golf standpoint. So
Mm,
yeah, I've done some pretty good stuff. So I think we can try to quantify that a little bit by diving into the goals that we had set at the beginning of the year, and just
are.
kind of say, hey, did we not? And I can start
Okay,
if that works.
fire it
So
away.
first, I know in no particular order. Um, the first one was sub 2 handicap. Didn't get there. Got down to a 2.3 at one point,
Mm,
but didn't get sub 2. Um,
right on the edge.
125 birdies. I did do that.
You did.
I think I'm at like
And
163.
some. Yeah.
I did play a lot of golf though. So, uh, 15 plus competition rounds. I got right on the money at 15. And I mean, I don't know if you count some of the Sunday money games, like then it'd be more, but like organized tournaments where you're
Yeah.
touching scorecards, blah, 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 blah. 15, right on the number. So I did it. It
Nice.
was uncomfy. Most of them were not great. I had one good one. I would say, actually, no, that's not true. I had like 3 good ones.
Mhm.
I had the Oregon Am qualifier, which I barely missed, and then the summer match play. I shot 74 and won the first match, and then I shot 76 and lost on the last hole in my second match. So I'd consider that pretty decent.
Yeah.
Um, qualify for the Oregon Mid Am, shot 87,
Right on
barely
the
missed it
edge.
by
We were
14
so
short,
close.
14 shots.
Barely
Uh,
missed.
but I went, which I would have thought would have been tougher competition, and tried for the Oregon AM qualifier, and only missed that by 2. It's because I doubled 18. I had no idea that we were,
Mhm.
we were in the money. Not, I don't know if that would have changed anything, but I could have done it had I not had 3 balls go out of bounds where I doubled every single one of those holes, and
Yeah.
then I made, player B makes par. I shoot 72,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it is what it is. Um, par from the back tees at Persimmon, didn't do that. I shot 74, but I don't care because because
You
I
did
don't care.
shoot 72 there, though.
I
Just
did. That was from the greens.
wasn't the ew,
Yeah, that was from the greens. Did that
counts.
twice.
Still counts.
Under par round, didn't do that. I had 2 chances, didn't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Um, win a trophy, didn't do it. So
Yeah.
overall, I would say pretty good. Like I
I mean,
checked off 2
solid.
goals. One of them was just like, dude, get uncomfortable, get yourself in tournaments, and that one was probably like the hardest. And I did it, and I really liked it, and I'm going to do it more next year. So, we'll get to that in a little bit. What about you?
Um, let's see. Okay, mid-am qualifier, barely missed also.
Barely missed it.
Shot like a 91, was
Yeah,
right
I
there.
think the qualifying score
You
was
know,
75.
after, you know, through 6 holes, it was looking close. It was. And then
Golf happened. You got a
yeah, and
little.
then go
Dude. You got the snappies, and it was just
yeah, no,
tough.
it was rough. It was rough. That was my first tournament back into any kind of organized competition in more than a handful of years. So
And
I
it
was
wasn't nerves. It was
it,
just
no,
snappies
it's
on a
sloppy.
course where if you do that, you're
It just
kind of
wasn't
toast.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So didn't check the box on that one. I wanted to play 25 rounds of golf this year because that was more than double from my 12 last year. I am at 24 currently, so I need to play one more time.
All right, we'll make that happen. We'll figure
Yeah,
that out.
yeah. So I'm probably gonna play, next week. So,
Perfect.
that one all but in the bag. Let's
Count it.
see. I had a speed goal. I wanted to get to 120 mile an hour club head speed, just and I put, like, 0 effort into that. It was sort of always a goal that was an addendum, um, and so I kinda was happy to just let it fall by the wayside
You
all year
did
long.
gain some speed though.
I did get a little faster, yeah, and
I mean, like your cruising
with
speed, it definitely increased.
yeah, for sure, and, I have actually started to do a little bit of speed training now to try and now that I have a launch monitor
Oh,
to track, wink.
that's a good opportunity for us to thank our second sponsor of the show. Getting to the mid roll a little early. Rapsodo
Yeah, my bad.
Golf has recently jumped on board with the Videon podcast. We both have the MLM2 Pro because we're pros, mobile
That's right.
launch monitor system, and it has been not. It's like so fun. It's just
Blast.
fun.
It's a blast.
Uh, you
I've
can
had it
make
out
up
every
game.
day.
Yeah, I mean, you can make up game. You can just go into the range mode and just make up games yourself. Like I have a
Mhm.
random number generator app on my phone. Just put in a number, boom. Then I just try to see if I can hit it within like 3 shots. That's cool. But they also have like a combine that kind of gamifies your practice and tracks like your like your progress as you try to get better at hitting on target in from like a distance perspective and staying online. It's got different practice modes. There's like 30,000 plus courses that you have access to.
Yeah.
Connects with like E6 and other third party kind of simulators software. Like just tons of fun, extremely portable. The battery life on it is insane. That is the one thing
Yeah,
that is like really I'm so impressed with. Goes on the course pretty easy. We took mine out
for
when we
sure.
played just to get some driver numbers um, for as a baseline for some speed stuff that I want to do this winter. And like setup was super quick. It did not miss any shots. It has yet to miss a shot at home or on the course, which I cannot say the same for other systems that I've used. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
I
it's very
haven't had a
fun.
drop shot either. I only had 1 even just, like, air swing that it didn't read, which is wild, but that was my own fault because I had moved it for something and then forgot to move it back, so it was actually, like, trying to read my feet.
Mm.
So, they weren't I'm not Scotty Scheffler, so they weren't moving that fast. Um
Nice. Yeah, no, I mean, it's like it's wildly fun, and as we're coming into the Christmas season or whatever holidays that you celebrate around this time, and you're looking for that big gift under the tree for mom, dad, brother, sister, husband, wife, whoever, um, take a look at either the MLM2 Pro or just their base model. Like it is for someone who's pretty serious about golf, and for someone for someone who like doesn't have year round golf weather. The Rapsodo is a super super fun thing. The MLM2 Pro is really really fun. So yeah, can't recommend it enough. Be sure to check it out. It's Rapsodo Golf, rapsodogolf.com.
Yeah.
And you can find them on
Um,
Instagram. You can find their link in our bio.
yes. So all that to say, I've been tracking just kind of air swings with the driver. I'm just trying to after I do a little bit of practice every day, hitting some balls and stuff into the net. Then I just grab the driver and I swing out of my shoes and see how fast I can get for the day. So far, we're best I've tracked is 112, which is not, you know, that's not worlds away
Oh, that's yeah,
from like
that's
120. And I really think it'd be kind of cool if I could by next year, if I do some good work over the winter time, working on the fitness, probably by next year, I bet I could touch 115 on course. Maybe not
oh
cruising, but like actually on a course hitting a ball. So I think that'd be pretty cool. And I can take that Rhapsody out with me and find out,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it's really nice. It's really
Yeah.
nice.
So,
Um,
that was that goal. I had a couple others. Hold, please.
Yep.
Under par round, didn't do it. I've been so close, and I'm coming up to the, as we're coming up to the end of the season, I feel like I'm so close, which is
Mhm.
good and exciting and also frustrating because it's like I'm running out of time.
Yeah, I hear you.
Um, but you know what? It's been nice to be
In
playing well,
contention.
trending
Yeah,
up at the
you
end,
feel
and
feel
I've
like
had
you're like, "Yeah, I could do that."
yeah, and I've had a couple rounds that were, even through 13 or 14 or even, like, under par by, like, 1 or 2 under,
Yeah.
and, they haven't sorted themselves out. So haven't been under par, haven't shot even par even this year, but we're getting there. Um, let's see. One of my main goals for the year, though, was kinda developing specific processes
That's
for
right.
every aspect of the golfing. So, like, on the tee box or, around the greens or hitting approaches or putting. I would say I've done that well. I've settled into a really nice, like, pre-shot routine. Um I'm still refining some things, but I've kinda got, like, I have definitely at least a framework, if not like ironclad on most things. Putting right now feels absolutely bulletproof. Like
Yeah, man. You
I feel
you
like
you exude confidence when you're like,
yeah,
I feel more confident watching you putt because it's just like,
yeah,
"Oh, man, this is going in."
yeah. I feel like I am gonna give everything at least a chance. Or at least anything inside 30 feet. Like right now, I'm like,
Yeah, when
yeah, this might
you
catch the
get a little
cup.
frustrated about missing 30 footers, I'm like, "God,
Yeah,
he's feeling it. He's in the
yeah.
zone."
I know. So it's been good. Even I just recently played out back at Astoria, Country Club, and their greens were punched, and I was still just like,
No
"I don't
problem, dude.
know, man. I might make this." I poured in a bunch of good
I know how to
putts
read
while
those
I was
the
there, and
the
I was just
Senko.
like, it doesn't even matter. I roll it so smooth, like it's just gonna go right over
The golf course
everything.
has no defense
It
against me,
has
man.
no chance. Yeah. So, yeah, no, I'm feeling pretty good about my processes, and then the last one, we're still working on. It goes all the way till the end of November because it is our $1,000 for charity that we're trying
Oh,
to
that's right.
raise.
Yeah.
So we've still got our birdie-a-thon. If you haven't at least even just, like, clicked the link and, like, taken a look at it,
Take a look at it.
take a look at it. We're
Take a
up
look
to,
at
like, 180 something birdies between the 2 of us for the year. The original idea was like kind of your classic jogathon thing where people pledge per birdie, but that doesn't matter. It's for the kids, man. Just it's coming up to the end of the year. You want to
You
feel a
wanna
little
throw 20 bucks
charitable.
at it,
Yeah,
whatever.
just send a little donation. It's all going to Oregon Junior Golf. You don't have to do per birdie. Just a flat amount is fantastic. But join us because right now there's only like 3 of us in there that have made pledges, and that's
2 of them are
lame.
us.
And 2 of them are yeah, 2 of them are us, and that's lame.
Yeah,
$5, I don't care, we'll take it, it'd be
yeah,
cool. We're gonna get there anyway, with or
yeah.
without you. You.
But it'd be more fun if it was
But
with
it'd
you.
be more fun if we could kind of have a little bit of a sense of community, having done something together, and that's pretty cool.
That's right.
But either way, we'll get that one, and we have some potential ways to maybe entice
Incentivize.
people to, yeah, incentivize. So, be following along on socials and whatnot. But that was my last I think that was my last goal.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
beauty. Um, I had 2 other things that I kind of thought of, like, that went outside the goals, in regards to kind of reflecting on the year. The first one was, if you can think of one, like, the best shot that you can remember that you hit during the year, and then the other one was anything else that you're proud of, outside of kind of those goals. So I can go first. Um, best shot that I hit, I was first gonna when I first thought of this, I was like, "Oh, I've got like 3, so I'm just gonna say all 3." But no, I'm gonna be disciplined here, and I'm gonna pick one. And I think just because of, yeah, like the what happened after the shot and it being part of like this bigger, cooler trip, like I think this that edged it out. Um, well, from the 2 of the other ones, but it was my approach shot at Mammoth Dunes, 18th hole. It was like
Mm,
215 out, hit, and it's like, if you're gonna go for it, like, you got to go for it. Like there's just, if you're short, you're boned.
Yeah.
Like possible, like unplayably boned. Like it's not like you
Yeah.
don't, yeah. And then if you go long, like it's not good either. Not as bad as short, but not good either. So I was like, I had like 215, it's a little bit up the hill. And I like, just like, all right, I just got to hit a pure ass 2-iron. And I hit a pure ass 2-iron to like 25 feet. So I had a 25-foot eagle putt that I left 8 feet short, and then I made the birdie putt. So that was cool. Shot
Nice.
2 over with 38 putts, which is really cool. And so just like because of that, and it was Mammoth Dunes, was really cool. First time I ever seen the course.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing was just, yeah, that was like, I can remember every like millisecond of that shot. I can see the ball flying in the air. I can see it landing. Yeah, I could
Nice.
go and probably drop a ball within like a cup of where it ended
Where
up.
you were.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I remember that.
In the
Yeah.
front
So that was,
there, it's just all sand, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, you miss short,
Sand
you're
and like the little, like the
you're looking for spice
crabby,
the rest
shitty
of your life.
grass. Yeah. The dragon's
It's
heads, like all up in your,
Izanagai.
yeah.
Yeah,
um,
it's,
yeah. So that was like the best shot that I think
cool.
that I could, that I hit.
Yeah. That's a great shot. I was thinking back and honestly, I'll choose this one because it was while playing with you and it means a lot for me and how my game needs to improve. Was that driver off the deck at
Oh my
Astoria?
God. Yeah.
Hole
That
12?
was so
No,
pure.
hole
You
11, excuse me.
you were on
Um,
12. I think you were on
no,
12.
I was on
10.
18.
Oh, 18. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which isn't hard to
yeah.
do at Astoria. It's
No,
not
no, no,
hard
no, 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 no,
to do.
yeah. It was just like, I missed it,
Yeah. A
20
little bit
yards
right.
right, a little bit
Yeah.
right, no big deal. Um,
Yeah.
but because, like, first of all, I think it was the only driver off the deck I hit all year, and
Well,
it was a first
I
of all
remember you
no,
saying you don't
first
remember.
of all,
I didn't know
it
if you'd
was
ever done that.
I don't
Like,
know that I've ever done I honestly yeah,
I
I
think
can't
you
think
told
of
me that you
another
had never even tried it.
I can't think of another time that I have. Um, so, yeah, 1, absolute piss missile.
So
2
good.
2, not something I don't think I could have done in years past, honestly.
No.
With just the changes I've been making to my swing and all the practice I've been putting in, like, a shot like that just wasn't feasible. Like, I might have topped one if I tried to hit driver off the deck, but not something like this. Like, so and, so memorable because of the shot itself, but then also just kinda all that it means to me behind that of like, "Hey,
The
things are
work that
getting
went into it.
better."
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting better. And it's kinda like new frontiers are open to me, it feels like.
Oh, yeah. It
If I
feels
can do that, right,
like
like
your horizon just broadened a little bit. You're like, "Wait a
yeah.
second.
Wait, oh gosh darn minute.
There's a
Yeah,
bunch of shit behind these curtains."
yeah.
Oops.
So, that would be my one shot of the year,
Oh,
for sure.
yeah.
There it is.
Thanks, Adele. Yeah. Very memorable. And, yeah, another thing is like it means a lot. Means in context, it means a lot going forward too. It's like a confidence builder.
Absolutely.
I guess I could say somewhat similar to mine. Like I always, and it's dumb, it's total vanity, but I always was like, man, I just wish I had enough speed to be like a 2-iron guy. That just seems
Mm,
so cool. If like you go, 4-iron, 2-iron, and then 3-wood driver. Like that is only 2 head covers in the bag. That's cool. Like
mm.
that's a cool guy.
That's player status.
And I just like, I'm not that guy. And then like kind
You're not
of
you're not
still
that guy,
probably not
bro.
that guy, but I'm like good enough that I can pretend to be that guy and it not be too detrimental to my game. So I think I'm just going to stick with it.
You know what, Tyler? Let's start right now. You are that guy.
You're right. You're right. Good.
Stop
Yes,
with
I
the
am that guy. I
stop
am
with
that.
the
Thank you. Thank you.
you are that guy.
I actually had an idea today of a negativity jar where I
Oh,
put a
no,
dollar in it
no.
every time.
That's gonna
But
be
then
the
I
fundraiser for
grabbed
next
this.
year.
And I grabbed this and I was
That's
like,
not big enough.
this is way too small.
No, that's not big
This is
enough.
not going to do it. So
Can
I
you
then
just have, like, a negativity room?
I went and
Like a
found
or
this
a
and I was like,
oh, that's better.
This should cover me for the first 6 months because then I can just do a deposit.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Are we
another
talking?
reason,
Are we going
don't describe
cash,
it. Don't
coins?
describe it
Oh
because
yeah,
I want to incentivize folks to come watch us on YouTube, but
yeah. That's a
it's
two-hander.
funny. It's worth it. It's worth it for you to go and watch because that's a funny joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a negative. So I'm going to be implementing a negativity
Just
jar.
hear you put that down. It sounded like a Tibetan like monk's
Yeah,
monastery
dude,
bell.
that
Like,
registered on the registered on the Richter scale. You're going to get a
oh
National
my
Weather Service
goodness.
announcement. Um, yeah. So, yeah, don't be negative. But yeah, I am that guy that's
You're
cool
that
enough to
guy.
carry 2 iron and stripe 1 to 25 feet on the 18th hole at Mammoth Dunes.
Yes.
All right, that kind of leads me into the second thing, which was anything that you're, particularly proud of outside of like the goals or whatever. For me, it was speed and distance. Like I gained a shit ton of speed, relatively speaking. Like, I'm my driver, I would say comfortably right now. I got up to 107 on the course, but that was like during not feeling really comfortable with the swing at all because the grip is feeling weird. I guarantee you, like when I was like absolutely pounding drivers down at Emerald earlier this summer when the swing was feeling pretty good, like I bet you I got up to like 108, maybe 109.
Yeah.
So like, like last year, I couldn't get my 8 iron to like consistently travel 130 yards. Like now I get worried if I don't have enough room behind on like at 155 yards with my 8 iron. Like
Yeah.
speed was or like distance was such a point of insecurity for me as a player. Like I would like got really good at like hiding, like hitting a club and then like palming the top of it so people couldn't see, because it's like, oh, we're at this par 3. What are you hitting? Oh, I'm gonna hit a 9 iron. I have like a 5 iron in my hand. I'm like, God, what's wrong with me, dude? Um, and so like, not that I'm like a super long hitter and I'm not going to be boasting to anyone about how far I hit it, but like, it's well above average.
Yeah.
Some would say it's like the perfect distance, perfect speed. It's not too long,
That's what your
not
wife
too short.
tells you. Yep.
Perfect. So
Just
yeah, I
right.
mean, just right. If it's too fast, too long, and then it goes into the shit, and it's a problem. I just like, I don't know, like that was going on a course and like seeing those numbers. Thanks, Rapsodo. I was like, damn, like that's like that's like 7 to 8 miles an hour added in 7 or 8 months. Like,
Yeah.
and I wasn't
That's
really even doing any like speed stuff specifically. It was just kind of
no
like all sequencing and then maybe just like trying to
tempo.
swing hard, and have the intention to swing a little harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like
Yeah. That's major
I,
gains.
I mean, yeah, I would like talk about Tyler from a year ago or, a year and a half ago, seeing me like, yeah, like hitting 2 iron on a par 4 that's 380 yards because it's like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm going to have like 140 in probably. And
Yeah.
that's going to be like a sawed off 9 iron. Um,
Yeah.
that would blow my mind because last year that would have been like, God, I got to hit driver and then hopefully I have like a 7 iron. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, dude, like you can keep up with the big boys. Like you didn't play like shit at Emerald because like you weren't hitting it long enough. Like
Yeah.
that wasn't a
Yeah.
problem. So that's cool.
Very cool. Very cool. Thing I'm proud of. Let's see. So I mentioned I was back at Astoria recently. Every year a bunch of the alumni from the college that I went to and played for, we all get together and do a like kind of a Ryder Cup weekend. And I
Mm,
haven't been able to go for the last handful of years, just life getting in the way and stuff. This year I was able to drive out for a day, and played two matches. I played a morning match, just like singles, basically,
mhm.
because we had some funky numbers, so we were just kind of making it up. And then the second round, I played a four ball, and I had mostly. I'm proud of this mostly just because I've been putting in a ton of work on the swing, and I had three different of my old buddies come up to me and say like, "Dude, your swing looks different than I remember, and, like,
That's awesome.
you're hitting it great."
That's so good.
And which was, like, that's so validating because these are people who saw me when I was playing, quote, unquote, like, some of my best golf
Yeah.
just because I was playing all the time when I was in college, and kinda knew me back then, and for them to, like, see it now and go, "Oh, that's looks way better," and, like,
Yeah.
that looks different." That was cool. That was very
That's real.
validating, just 'cause I've been working on it a lot, and so that was super cool, and I was really proud of that because swing changes are hard, and
Yeah.
it's even harder to take it to the course, like, I mean, anybody can
And
make
then
changes
add
and do
in
something different on the
competition on
range.
top of
Yeah,
that, like,
yeah,
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 that's trial by fire, man. That's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, that's
So
incredible.
that was really cool, something to be proud of for sure.
And a good
Um,
reminder, guys, compliment your friends, your male friends, like,
yeah,
give them
absolutely,
compliments. Compliment your friends.
absolutely. It's okay to be positive in this world,
Yeah.
you know?
And people like compliments.
Yeah,
They do. And then if
yeah,
someone is like, "Oh, no, no, no," just tell them to shut up and take the compliment.
yeah. Um, yeah, that's all. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
stuff, man. All right, well then, we can kind of look into the future.
yeah,
Not to say that we need to solidify anything right now because it's a little early, but
yeah.
are there anything off the top of your head that you want to try to focus on for next year when that season kind of comes around in March?
Yeah, I mean, I know one thing for certain that I wanna do as far as, like, setting goal for next year is I kinda wanna I'm just stealing your goal basically,
Do it.
setting a number of competition rounds. I
Yeah.
only had I only had, I'll say, 3 competitive rounds this year.
Yeah.
So I wanna hit 10 next year. Just full on, and I'm not gonna be sloppy about that either. I want them to be full on, like, yeah, swap scorecards.
Yeah. Sign your name, all that
Somebody's
jazz.
gotta, there's a Golf Genius live scoring like legit competitive
Yeah.
rounds. So I think 10 is a good number for me that's feasible. I mean, if I'm getting in maybe 30 rounds of golf next year, a third of them being in competitive settings would be great. So, yeah, that's that off the top of my head. I need to noodle on it more, obviously, and I kind of
Yeah.
want to see what we do with the off season too. I
Yeah.
feel like it's going to kind of
Yeah. That's
influence.
going to kind of dictate a lot of what we expect to see out of
Sure.
next season. Yeah, I mean, I know like I want to do I did 15 this year. I like to do 25 next year and then like competitive rounds will be a majority of the golf I play. I don't belong to a club anymore, so I'm going to probably be playing like significantly less golf just because like I'm going to actually have to give money every time I play. And like
Well, you were given money.
I was, but like
Yeah.
psychologically, I'm not going to
Yeah.
just be like, "Oh, I'm just going to go play," cuz like why not?
Yeah.
It's like, "Well, no, I'm not going to be
Yeah.
doing that." Um, so like I will be playing significantly fewer rounds. So I would imagine I'd like to try to make most of the rounds I do play competitive. But on the back end of that, I think for like pure enjoyment of the game, so I don't like lose my mind. And I know myself, I'm gonna try to commit to if it's not a competition round where I'm not like literally playing in a money game where score actually matters, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna keep score at all.
Yeah.
Like I'm just going to go out there and like try stuff, try to hit shots, have fun, do goofy things to just like experiment.
Mhm.
Like maybe I can pay attention to like my pre-shot routine and try to do like work on those type of stuff, but like I'm just not even going to care about score because most of the
Yeah.
time it will be in a scenario where I can't even post anyway because it's like I'm playing by myself and like I hit a couple extra balls.
Sure.
I'm not gonna like play out of divots and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
technically I shouldn't even be posting it. So I'm just gonna like commit to that ahead of time. It's like, hey, this is not a competition round. Like I'm not even gonna hold on to a scorecard. I'm just not gonna
Yeah.
care.
I did think
Um,
about that a little bit recently of like, we have been really investing in the competitive golf, but that means we haven't had the chance to like half set it like you and I both
yeah,
used to in
right.
years past. And I miss a little bit of that, I'll be honest, of just like going out with 7 clubs and the persimmons and just like
Yeah.
screwing around. And I think there's some aspect of just like the pure enjoyment of it that brings, because you're like, well, I don't expect to score. I'm not intending to score. I'm out here to be creative and have fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Just try
which
to hit
I think is
some good
also,
shots.
something that will make you better. So it's kind of a good thing to sort
Yeah,
of
it's
switch off.
something that I haven't ever, like, tried to, like,
Mm,
find a good balance and do that, so it's like, well, I think next year is, like, gonna be the year of, like, do things you haven't tried, to try to get better, and,
sure.
I think the one of the big ones is, like, mentally, I've just gotta figure out how to, like, have a better attitude, have a better balance of, like, caring about score, but also, like, enjoying the game, and I I think ultimately that's gonna, probably, result in better play. I just, have to, like, trust that that's gonna happen. I'm gonna keep, even though I've surpassed 150 birdies this year, I think getting 150 birdies next year will be pretty tough. I don't know if
Just
I'm gonna be able to do it,
that's
but I'm gonna say
yeah.
150 birdies. I think it's gonna be really, really hard because a lot of rounds are gonna be in competition, and I'm not gunning for birds.
Yeah.
Um, would love to see my I want to revisit like handicap under two. I'd love to see that drop. I want to get to scratch.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'd like to shoot under par, man, and I think I have all the tools, I just gotta put it all together.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
so, yeah, that's kind of what I have in mind for goals. I don't think it's
Cool.
gonna be, yeah, I think
Yeah.
it'll be kinda around then.
We'll
But
come
that
out
kinda
with
gets us
something more
into
fully
yeah,
fledged
yeah,
later.
but
Yeah.
yeah, that kinda gets us into what off season, like, what how do you think that's gonna go? What do you how do you think you're gonna structure your off season?
Let's see. I don't know that I'm gonna do any formal speed work because I'm still working on my swing a lot.
Yeah,
And because I've got some newer changes, um, so I'm definitely gonna keep grinding on those things. Probably gonna do a couple of check-ins, over the next 3 or 4 months with TJ and just, see how things are doing, uh, kinda see what we can progress to next. I do a lot of, kinda exploring and comparing sort of what he's got me working on, and then bringing that back and kind of holding it up against other things I've learned in the past, and sort of seeing how, not like not like validating it or testing it for correctness necessarily, but like, okay, how do I use this new framework as a lens to look at things that I know to be true about golf
yeah,
that I've learned in the past, whether it's 3D stuff or force plate stuff, or or ground force reaction, or different types of like swing technique things that I know and that we can see. And I'm like, okay, well, now that I'm understanding the golf swing this way, um, how do I take these other things that maybe at face value don't match up, but I kind of think they do,
mhm,
which is a cool thing about Morad and Mac and some of the history of all that, which is also just its own kind of wacky deep dark hole. Um,
yeah,
um, so definitely still working on the swing. It's really getting to a place where I feel like I can kind of own some parts of it.
yeah,
Um, some aspects, and that's exciting. And then it's like, okay, well, then what else can I do? Like,
right.
can I?
Yeah, what's the next thing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How
So
can I build
anyway,
on this?
yeah, exactly. It's like, how do I hit this shot? Now, okay, how do I hit this shot? So that's been really good. Just still want to keep working on my game off the tee. Getting more comfortable with the changes with driver.
Mhm,
Because like I don't know if I told you, but the first round that I played out in Astoria, I beat the ball. Just I
mhm,
hit it around so good. Um, did I don't think I missed. I don't. Well, we only played like 12 holes, but I didn't miss a fairway.
that's right, you
um,
anged him.
yeah, it was a good match for me. Um, but the second round, the driver just like disappeared, and
Oh,
it
that's
was
right.
like
You only hit one correct
yeah,
fairway,
I hit one correct fairway. I hit a couple of non-correct fairways, um,
which can
and
be awful
yeah, at
at Astoria.
Astoria, this could be rough. And there was one instance even especially that I hit literally the second fairway over.
Wow.
Like, it
Yeah,
was
that's wide.
real bad. Real bad. I know what I was doing now. It, like, clicked on the drive home as it always does.
Yeah, of course. Shower
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, but it was like, okay, I felt like I was doing the same thing, and then this when stuff started getting a little, like, when big misses started coming in both directions, I kinda got a little squirrely. This is what I was trying to do. I was trying to just, like, really hammer down on setup stuff and, like, all the changes, and things just kinda got worse. So I finally sorted it out. I basically was just hanging on to everything and never actually releasing the club head, and it made it either, like, wildly push cut block right, or
Yeah.
or the club head
Quick
would
left.
just snap over, and I basically would hit it with, like, the heel, um, or the hosel, but, like, the underside, and they would go left of left. So I sprayed it all over the place, but I still shot 76, like, I got around
That's
it,
insane.
like, ridiculously well. Like, I made some of the stupidest pars ever on
You'd
this.
have to, yeah.
Okay, so
You
there's
have
a do you remember 1, 2, 3, 4's the par 3 down the hill, 5? It's the one where you tee off and there's the river along your right
Yep.
and there's that
Yep.
tree?
Yep.
Okay. I we'll call it hosel heel shanked left my tee shot, went about 180 yards, left up the hill onto the next hole where you're coming back and it's, like, drivable, but you kinda stay
Yeah,
up
yeah.
on that upper plateau.
Yeah, yeah.
I was up there because I hit it that far left, like, almost hit the green, that green, um, and we were dead into the wind, 15 miles an hour sustained, and I roasted this 3 wood and still had 70 yards in because I was like
Yeah,
I
because
was
you're
2
300 yards away.
yeah, I was like 290 or something and hit a 3 wood as hard as I could, put it down back on the correct fairway,
There we go.
70 yards out, got up and down for par. No big deal. No sweat, like, just
Junk. Did
0
you call
stress.
junk?
No, I should have. Yeah.
That would've been a
It was
unbelievable.
yeah, it was stuff like that for the whole round. So it was like, okay, like, this is still, we I know what I'm doing, or, like, when it's going good, it's good, and
Yeah.
sometimes the wheels can still fall off. But now I know, like, okay, well, now when I know this happens and I start seeing these misses, I know what I'm doing now. So I know what to do to
Yeah,
fix it,
it's
which is all
nice.
just part of that, like, that process.
Right.
Um So yeah, still working on basically still all that to say, working on swing changes, getting comfortable with it with the longer clubs because that's when things get wonky. Not really looking to do any formal speed training, but I am gonna start just working on trying to build some better like physical fitness goals. There, I just felt like I was breathing real hard anytime I filmed myself golfing this year, and I didn't,
Yeah.
and I didn't love it.
Yeah.
So a lot of mouth breathing was going on, and it's not great for the audio. It's we got to do it all for the content. So I got to get
Yeah,
in better
it's you
shape
gotta
for the
keep that
the
stuff behind the
content.
paywall,
That's
the
right.
breathing stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It's premium
Um,
membership only.
yeah, man. So I'd love to get stuff dialed just more over the winter. And I also I kind of just want to keep playing, honestly. Like I might
Yeah.
just go slog it out in the bad weather. I got rain gear.
Yeah,
I'm
just
good.
play up a couple tees and get really
Yeah.
good at you'll get real
Yeah.
familiar with some carry distances.
Yeah. So I might just sort of suck it up and just say,
And you
well,
know what? You'll probably get around pretty quick too, because I don't think anyone
yeah, there's
people
not
won't
that
really
many
be out
people
there.
out. So that I mean, at least right now, those are my only concrete off season things. Just like keep going, basically.
Yeah.
Um So I got to tell you, I started for working out. I started jump roping, which you jump roped on.
Dude,
You
so
ski
good.
board, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a huge jump
Oh
rope guy.
my gosh, my feet
Love jump
are
rope.
killing me.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
getting started is rough. Let me tell
It's
you.
hard, dude. It's
Yeah,
it's really hard, but it's fun, and it's like
burning.
it's very engaging too. Like
Yeah,
it keeps your brain going. It's and then because once you get to a point where you like also like take a few days off in between, or you'll
Oh,
get
yeah.
shin splints, and
No,
that shit is
absolutely. Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
But once you kind of you're like, okay, like I've built up a decent, like kind of base level stamina, and I can kind of jump for, a
For a
little
while.
while.
Yeah.
Then you can kind of start incorporating just like some tricks and stuff just to keep your brain like preoccupied. And then
Yeah.
then it's like fun. Then you
Yeah.
feel like you're like
No,
Rocky or Mike
my wife
Tyson,
was
and it's actually, it's super fun. I
my wife
love it.
was giving me crap. She's like, "This I- when" first of all, jump roping is funny because it's totally one of those things where you're like, "We've all done this as a kid, and we had it down." And then, like, to try it again as an adult, you're like,
Yeah, you're like, I where
What is this? How did I do this
oh,
before?
dude,
I don't understand."
it took me like 2 weeks to not do the double jump thing where you would like
Yeah, yeah, where you have to,
jump,
like, bounce in
jump, jump.
between.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of those really funny TikToks or whatever right now where it's like, "You've never seen your adult friends run at full sprint, have you?" And it's all these people, like, running down the block as fast as they can and laughing at each other because 'cause they're like, "You look ridiculous."
Yeah.
So, that's how it feels. But then, yeah, I told my wife, I was like, "Imma start jump roping," and she just busted up laughing. She's like, "You can only do that if you start learning tricks and do a routine and perform at our daughter's, like, school as, like, an exhibition."
That would be cool, dude.
And I was like,
Start a whole new little side business.
"Bet."
It's fun, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, jump rope, highly recommend.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a good one. It's you know what? It's also gonna be probably really good for the golf swing because it's good training
it's
for your
explosive. That's right.
your vertical, jump, your vert.
Yeah,
And I've been looking into jump training, just like
yeah,
things you can do to increase your vertical maximum. And like a lot of it is like, oh, I've seen like like golf specific workouts kind of allude to these types of similar movements. And I'm like,
yeah,
oh man,
absolutely.
yeah, it would make total
I
sense
mean,
that if you can
there's
increase your vert, like you're gonna hit the ball farther.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good research out there showing, like, if your ability to jump is so closely correlated with basically like your physical health and
Yeah,
as you age. To use a research term that like there's correlations between like all cause mortality and
yeah, yeah,
morbidity, basically like how many people get sick or how many people die, and a correlation to like how high these people can jump,
yeah.
as long in their life, and just like it speaks to how explosive motions require muscle mass and tissue integrity and like tendon and cartilage strength, stuff that we lose
Mobility.
as we get older, and mobility. Yeah. So jumping in and of itself is a wonderful exercise, full
And it's
stop,
actually lower impact than running.
than running. Yeah. Um, and then, yeah, of course, we talk about ground reaction force in golf constantly, like it's such a hot thing. Literally, that's just your body's ability to resist gravity's force into the ground. If
Yeah,
you're increasing
that's
your
jump
pressure
roping.
down, you have to be stronger to force your way back up. That's literally jumping.
That's jump roping.
Um, and then also jump roping too is you're not like it's not a concentric contraction each time. It's not like you're flexing each time. It's almost more like you tense the body, but you have to still stay loose and maintain tension to allow for speed and agility and power.
Yep.
Sounds a lot like the
Talking about
golf swing.
cracking the whip, talking
I
about, yeah,
know it.
keeping that tight to get the, you are the
Yeah,
lug nut.
you are the
You are the
lug
lug
nut.
nut, and you're trying to
We're
move
getting
you're trying
merch.
to move.
Check out our shop.
That's right.
You are the lug
Yeah,
nut.
write that down.
Right.
Uh, yeah,
So
no, I
anyway,
mean, yeah,
I had
that's a good
a
point.
lot of
I didn't
reasons
even
to
think of that.
choose. Yeah, I had a lot of reasons to actually choose jump rope. I wasn't going to get into it because it sounds really nerdy. But hey,
Makes sense.
I'm gonna jump rope. If you want to jump rope with me,
Dude,
get a jump rope. They're super. Go to Amazon,
Instagram
spend
Live and
$8. We're gonna
jump
jump
rope.
rope together, the winner, and then we're gonna come out hitting bombs and hellacious seeds in the spring.
Shoot, dude, I'm gonna add jump rope to my routine now. Shoot, too, you got
That's
me all
right.
inspired.
That's right.
Love that.
Anyway, that's my off
All
season
right.
stuff.
Love that. I am gonna do some formal speed training because I feel like my swing is in a place after talking to Drew that like
Yeah.
I would be someone who can benefit from that. So I said I'm at 106 miles an hour comfy. Like I know I'm gonna hit 106 miles an hour on the course and find fairways. I want that to be 111 next year. That's 5 miles an hour. So it means I probably need to be able to get to a top end of around 114, 113, 114, so that I can kind of dial that back into an 111.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of just like a comfortable, like 90% swing. How am I going to do that? I've got the Mach 3 speed stuff that I'm going to be using a few times a week, as part of kind of like this explosive routine that I've been developing that has a lot of jump training in it. It has that stuff and it has some med ball throws. And
Nice.
then I'm going to package that up, build an app and sell it. Not really. And then I've got my ripstick. So just going to go through that protocol three
It's
times a
classic,
week.
classic speed train, over
Just
speed
kind of,
training.
yeah, real vanilla speed training stuff. I'm gonna use my Rapsodo as my radar, which is great. Another great use for that. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that, and then in between that, I'm gonna be doing just kind of general like weightlifting, just to get like a base strength up. Because again, talking to Drew, who hits it like, almost a mile, like literally. Um, he said he got way faster because he got way stronger. And there are guys out there that will say like, oh man, if you bench and squat, like all you're going to get better is at bench and squat. And Drew's like, no,
False.
man, I'm proof that like, if you get stronger, like your body can move, your body can break quicker, it can like absorb those forces better and like with more stability. So I'm sold on that. So I'm
Yeah.
just going to try to be like, all I'm doing is like squat, deadlift, bench press, overhead press, bent over row. That's it. That's all I'm doing. And just kind of like really slowly build that up. Try to like eliminate as much soreness as possible. So we try to do that three times a week. So it's like one day is weightlifting, one day is kind of more explosive speed stuff. But I'm again doing it at like a fairly steady, slow pace. Like I don't really want to try to
Yeah.
overexert myself.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's kind of the plan from a fitness perspective. And then tomorrow I am tearing down my net officially
Oh
and putting it
man.
back in its little case,
Oh
its little
man.
bag. I'm rolling up the hitting mat, and I am not going to hit a shot in practice over 30 yards
Wow.
until January 1st.
Wow.
I'm doing
Are
it
you
because
excited about that, or?
no, I'm not. It's very like, no, dude, super not excited about that. Um, yeah, dude, I nothing frustrates me more than practicing putting and chipping because
Mm,
I'm like, I'm not going to say it, but like there's a reason that I need to practice as much. And that's the thing that makes it frustrating, because I'm like, the
sure.
stats would indicate that I'm not very good at it, even though I am really good at it because we're positive. I just haven't like thrown up stats that backs that up yet, but I'm going to.
Sure.
Um, so I just need to grind on it, and I need to like practice a ton on
Yeah.
like bowling putts and like and seeing them go in and get better at reading greens and get better at like hitting my line and figuring out a process to do that in a way that like makes sense. And chipping, yeah, man, just got to figure out how to do that. And I think part of it for me, the tough thing is like decision making. Like, hey, what's the right shot to
Sure.
hit here?
Sure.
How do I hit this shot? What's the best way to do this? What should I expect the ball to do coming out of certain lies? And like a lot of that is just you got to go and do it and kind of figure it out and learn and
Yeah.
remember. So I'm just going to like 3 days a week. I'm like rain or shine. I'm going out to the chipping like Gresham golf course. Actually has a pretty decent little practice area, and I'm gonna go chip and putt for like an hour. I did it today, and I think I got like 90 minutes in, and it was like torture. Truly, it was literally like torture. I was so frustrated when I left. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh God,
Are
it's going to be like
you are you trying
choking
to get
down medicine.
yeah, are you trying to get data every time you go?
No,
Or
I mean, I,
I don't think you should is, I should
yeah,
I'll answer my own question, but yeah.
it's unintentionally. I
Okay.
unintentionally get
Okay.
data
Yeah,
because
because 'cause you're
I'm
paying attention.
running through well, no, it's not even that. It's, I part of my putting practice routine is like doing this like simulated putting round through the Stack
Oh, gotcha.
app.
Yeah.
And so it just tracks that because, you got to put in there, like, did you miss it? Was it a misread, or did you just like read it right, but pulled it left or whatever?
Sure.
You track it in the app, and then the app gives you like a lot of data. I'm not really, I'm not putting too much like emphasis or energy into like looking at it and trying to,
That's fine.
like
You don't
dissect
have
it in
to.
any way. It's just like, it
It
tells
just
me I suck.
tells you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it just tells me I suck. And then it's like, and then I look at, okay, where are the spots I suck from? And it's like equally, it's like a perfect circle or of that like, heat map. It's like, yeah, man, you're just like bad at all of it. There isn't one
Mhm.
thing that we can point to that's good. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, it's just not great, but it's going to get better because I'm going to just do it until I'm better at it.
Well,
And then,
here's something I would say to that, like, you have a tendency to, like, brute force practice in, like, a masochistic way when you have
yeah,
something that you wanna get better at, and that can be good sometimes, but I would also I wanted to say, like, I challenge you to find something about putting that you enjoy. Whether that's like you enjoy the challenge of reading greens or trying to like just make the purest roll every time kind of thing. Like try so that way it's at least that way it's not torture for 4
yeah,
months, right? Like just and I don't care what it is. I don't think it really even matters. But I think you have to have something about it that you kind of go, "Ooh, yeah," too. And build that into whatever your practice routine is gonna be. But, like,
mhm,
if it's just, like, beating your head against a brick wall for 4 months, you're not gonna get better.
yeah,
I would say that I would put money on that right now.
you're
Like,
probably right.
I I would so, I would challenge you, like, find something that you like about it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. I mean,
even
that
if
was the
it's just
question I had today. It was like,
even
dude,
if
how
it's
do I
just the
tol
even if it's just the putter you're using, which, I mean, I know you got a stable.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
you
I
know
mean, I was like, the big question I had to myself today was in the car. I was like, dude, I gotta find a way to tolerate this. Like,
Yeah,
because like I'm starting to have like like a visceral reaction to the thought of like, all right, time to go
right.
practice my short game. It's like, God,
So
dude.
so maybe I mean, cool, have your plans, but maybe start before we get too deep into the plans and too deep into the off season, like, start out finding something that you enjoy about it first and then let that seep into the plans. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean, if you hate it, you're not gonna go
No,
eventually. Eventually, you'll stop going. You know what I mean? So,
you
like,
would think so, but I'm
I
also pretty
mean
stupid. So, and I'm kind of stubborn.
But anyway, so, like, I mean, case in point, like, I went through a phase, where I didn't have any practice plan with putting, and I just wanted to try and, like, roll it as smoothly and, like, tightly to the ground as possible, and I spent I don't even know. I don't know. But, like, literally just, like, 1 ball, wander around the practice green, or even, like, 8 balls just hitting randomly. No target, no pace, no line, like, nothing. Just how buttery can I smear
Yeah.
this ball
Yeah.
along the green? And I got to a point where it was like, you'd start to roll a couple and you're like, "Ooh, ooh, that felt nice."
Yeah.
And then you start to kinda relate that to your practice of like, "Okay, well, let me just do that, but, like, to the target." Or let me do that and, like, do a little bit of pace work and stuff. And now, like, I could spend a long time on putting green and have fun and
Yeah.
enjoy it because it's not like, "Ugh, I gotta do this stuff and I suck at it and it's never fun and I never make anything," and, so in an effort to
Yeah.
be positive, I would challenge you with that. With chipping and stuff, um, there was a long time where I was trying to I mean, as best you can with your own senses, like, pay attention to ball speed with chipping, if that's kind of, you know,
Yeah,
um,
I mean, it's I like
when it
the
flies
thing that
slower and
frustrates me the
softer.
most about chipping is
Yeah.
like there's just like the window and the ball speed. like the launch window and the ball speed is like different on every single shot. Like I cannot seemingly recreate like
Mm.
the same like shot
Yeah.
every single time, and I'm just that frustrates me to no end.
Yeah.
And it's like it's especially funny to me like after the fact because I'll hit like I hit two today
Mhm.
that hit the little pin thing in a row, but
Mhm.
I was so mad because, like, one of them was kinda like this low draw check thing, and then the other one was this, like, higher kinda
Yeah.
hit, took a few stop, rolled into it, and I was
Yeah.
just, like, I was mad. I'm like, "I
I
made
mean,
2 chips in a row, but, like, I didn't intentionally try to do either one of those things, and that's just what happened." And,
yeah.
like
Well, that just means that means your ground interaction is different. So,
yeah, but it's, like, every single shot on
yeah.
the same lie, same
Well,
chip,
play
same
with
distance, same
I mean, so
everything.
play with that, like, go out and try and whiff a ball, and then try and top it, like,
Yeah,
and then try and hit one right on the equator, and then try and hit one fat, and then try, you know what I mean? Like, play around with something to where it like, that could be fun. You know, like, skull 4 or 5 across the green, you know?
yeah,
So I don't know, I just either way, it's just something devoid of, I should say, treat it like an experiment or like exploration devoid of result, and then like find something you enjoy, in that space before you
yeah.
bring in the result. Otherwise, otherwise it's gonna be a dark winter. I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
No, I
do
think
know,
you're
but
right.
I'm hedging.
Well, that's about that thing about just trying stuff that I haven't tried before, so
Yeah,
no
there
bad
you go.
ideas. I'm gonna try it all. So, yeah, I think trying to be a little bit more athletic, a little bit more exploratory, childlike,
Yeah,
so to speak, could probably
yeah,
be and if it
yeah,
doesn't work, at least I, like, didn't sell my clubs by February.
yeah,
So on that note, I think we'll wrap it up here. Thanks everyone for listening to this episode. We appreciate you. Again, please check out the Birdieathon link in our bio. You can find more information about the show. You can find more information about our sponsors, Adele and Rapsodo, on our Instagram page. We have a link in our bio there. You can find us on Instagram at Midam Podcast. You can find me personally at Fade and Fairway. You can find Nathan at Nathan.Firmasu and Thistle Leather Goods. Yeah, again, we appreciate you so much for hanging out with us this year, and we're excited to do more next year. We have a couple ideas for some cool stuff, um, to do collectively, kind of as a community next year. But we'll dive more into that in future episodes. So be sure to stay tuned. But until next week, talk to you later. Bye.
bye.